Hey guys, welcome to the channel, welcome back. Welcome to another tarot. So I've just pulled some cards with regards to 2024, and I just wanted to get a general feeling of what we might expect over the coming year of 2024. As we've seen since 2020, there has been a lot of shifts, a lot of change, a lot of dramatic change within people, within the collective, within levels of belief, within belief structures, within the whole system really has started to really take a bit of a pounding from many people, whether they're on a spiritual awakening path or whether they're just seeing between the cracks, seeing between the lines now. A lot of agendas are collapsing, and the system is slowly falling. Actually, it's falling quite quickly, or what seems to be quite quick progression right now. There does seem to be a lot of shake up and break up within the systems, and obviously levels of power are having to change with that. And I think they're trying to change their dialogue, their reasoning, to try and adjust to where people are, what they're feeling, what they're seeing, and what they're feeling internally as well. So I just pulled kind of like, well, there's 6 cards in total. There's 3 cards from the Modern Witch Tarot deck by Lisa Still, and there is 3 cards from the Angels and Ancestors deck by Kyle Gray. And extremely close correlations between them really that came out. You never really know what you're going to get and what you're going to feel coming from the cards. But I have been feeling recently that I think there is going to be massive breakups, massive shake-ups in the coming year. There is going to be even more like collapses within structures, within systems, more than we've ever seen before. And I think a lot of organizations and businesses are probably going to go bust. There is going to be a huge push and drive towards even more AI, and more pushes towards, I suppose, digital currencies coming in. But I think there is going to be resistance to that from not just people, but also governments and levels of power. I think there is going to be some resistance to that. Well, let's just take a dive into the cards and let's just see what comes out. So the first card that we got from the tarot was the Knight of Swords, and alongside that card we got the She-Wolf, and the She-Wolf is talking about unleashing the wild within. And if you think that has already begun, think again. I think it's going to be even more potent and powerful with people, with the collective, with this continuation of awakening among communities, among people, and among people that haven't even begun to transform and connect to their spirit yet. This is going to be, I think next year is going to be, it's going to be huge. It's going to be like double. It's going to be double the power. 22 or 24. Double. The Knight of Swords is showing us that there is going to be huge pushes and drives, almost like, I want to use the word battle, but not battle as in kind of the old style way of looking at battle, the 3-dimensional way of looking at battle. I don't think it's going to be that at all. I think it's going to be even more potent, with the likes of, I suppose, what you may want to call light workers or warriors of the light, or just these awakening souls, awakening people. I think there's going to be a huge push in that direction from that side of things, as darkness, I think, will start to recede slightly, because it's starting to feel, from what I can feel, it's starting to wane, and this year it's really been trying to pull out all the stops, and like for me, it just goes straight over the top of the head. I just don't give a shit, don't give a jot about what is coming out in the mainstream anymore. I don't think anybody actually really does, and I don't think anybody actually cares anymore. A lot of people have just been pushed to the point of just not giving an absolute, like, just not giving a toss about any of it. And I think this is where, a lot of this pushback is going to come in. And we are going to unleash a lot of the wild from within. When we talk about unleashing the wild from within, we're talking about our very spirit, our very essence. We won't be quashed, we won't be silenced, we won't be stopped. And we are sovereign, we are powerful, and we can push that out there. And they know this, they are aware of this, and that's the whole reason why they had systems in place to try and keep that silenced and quashed. And I do believe a lot of that is just kind of like it's losing steam, it's losing impetus, and it's losing it fast. The next card I got was the Four of Wands, which is, it's a really, really lovely card. And it's showing togetherness. It's showing the divine and masculine living in harmony. It's showing balance. It's got four wands, so 2024. So it's quite a powerful players. It's showing a lot of confidence. It's showing a lot of stability. It's showing a lot of grounding. It's also showing people moving away from living in cities, and getting away from just the onslaught of crap that goes on within cities, the barrage that people go through. I do know some people that do live in cities. I couldn't live, I live in a town, it's quite a large town. I couldn't live in a city. I really couldn't. It's just too much for me. I just like my quiet time, just getting out of the way of it all. And I think that's where a lot of people are going to start finding inner peace, finding their inner voice, finding this Knight of Swords from within this she-wolf energy, this unleashing the wild from within, is going back to nature, it's going back to the wild. And we've seen a lot of that already this year as well. And again, I think this is going to be something that is going to carry on into next year. I've seen a lot of people to try this last sort of 2 years, people trying to start communities, trying to be more self-sufficient. I think there's going to be a real push towards living more of a natural wild life, and not being as stuck within kind of a concrete system which will not bend, will not flow like we do with nature. And we find that when we are in nature, that we just flow, because we are nature, we are connected to nature, and we're coming back to that. We are really, really coming back to that. The oracle card that came with that was actually the oracle card called the Oracle. And this is about waiting for important information. So with this direct connection to nature, to finding ourselves, to connecting back to our inner wild self, I suppose, our inner spirit, this is where this important information comes from. It comes from our source, it comes from our soul. So again, this escalated journey of diving deep within is going to bring so much more wisdom, so much more clarity to people, so much more direction, so much more strength and power, in the knowing that when that balance is there, when they have each other, when they are connected to nature, then they really are living in their power. And then the important information that we need, that is when it arrives, when we're balanced, when we're feeling that strength from within, when we're connected to our intuition, that is when it arrives. So that's going to be something big. So many people tuning deeper into the intuition this next year. So many more. The third card that I got from the tarot was the Ace of Wands. And this is revealing again, moving away from, I see in the distance a city, so we're moving away from the city. And again, this is where a lot of this information is going to be handed to us from the universe. We're going to get these spurts of new growth from within, spurts of new information, newfound knowledge, maybe lost knowledge that we've been so cut off from, and then all of a sudden it's like, huzzah. So I think that might happen within a lot of tech stuff. I think that might happen this next year. There might be a lot more of like technological advances that are just going to kind of like wow a lot of people, but it'll also not wow a lot of people because we're just kind of like moving away from it, moving away from the tech side of things. The oracle card that came alongside that was Lady, which is about enjoying your growth and reaping the rewards from your growth. So this doubling up power, this 224, is showing a lot of growth, a lot of rewards, a lot of development from within, a lot of deeper connection to the intuition. This striving forward, this seeking for more knowledge, for more answers, this unleashing the wild from within, this retuning into our intuition and following that on an even deeper level, deeper than ever before. I mean, I know this last sort of few years, many people have stepped onto this kind of journey and are really delving down the path of spirituality and of spiritual awakenings and just spiritual life in general, really, and getting really in tune with themselves and in tune with their energy. And I think this is going to be kind of like double, like I've said this again, it's going to be double the power, double the energy, double the frequency. It's going to be really powerful. And even these last sort of few weeks, the intensity of the energy as it's building up towards the end of the year, this month, like the end of November, beginning of December, the frequency has been out of this world. I've been feeling really dizzy. My ears have just been constantly ringing. Dreams, sleep states have been really quite deep, erratic dreams, very vivid dreams, very powerful moons as well. As the last sort of few moons over the back end of the year have been extremely transformational, extremely powerful. I've been feeling a lot of heaviness as well, and usually when you feel heaviness, you know that there is going to be something good that's going to come at the end of it. There's a big shift coming, and I think that again, that is something else that we're moving towards the end of the year, this big transition, this big boost into 2024, and that's another reason why I've advertised for this healing package for the rest of December of this year. Is the meditation, the Reiki, and the hypnosis, really to go into 2024 with all eyes open, all focus on the map ahead, not being blinkered, being fully aware of yourself, being fully open to yourself, being fully connected to your higher self, your intuition, these internal messages that come through. And it's just going to ramp it up and double it up, and bring so much more light within the body, within the self. This level of consciousness is just going to go through the roof. I think this next year, I think it really is going to ramp up, and I think that's, again, this is another reason why a lot of stuff that is out there in the mainstream, not that I really look at it or I'm aware of what's out there, you can just feel in the background that there is something just trying to hang on to the heels, to just slow us down and pull us down. But we're just kind of like, we're just striving forward, we're going for it. we are, we're on the white steed, we're on the white horse, and we're unleashing the wild from within, and we're just not batting an eyelid about the stuff that's being put out there. Even some of the stuff that is supposed to be awakening messages or spiritual messages, a lot of it isn't. A lot of it is just like, again, kind of part of the agenda to try and pull people off onto a different path. There's a lot of people out there, a lot of false idols, and I think the only idol really you can look at now is your own intuition, your own idol, your own level of belief of what you're feeling internally, what you're feeling externally, and bringing all that external feeling within and connecting to it, and just take what you need and drop the weight that you don't. And something else that's been coming up in a lot of healing sessions lately is a big level of surrender coming up, a big kind of like drop of just letting go of all the baggage. You don't need it. And then moving into this next year, when you drop that baggage, your energy is just going to lift. Your vibration is going to raise, because you're just shifting and you're shedding all that crap that you don't need, moving into a new energy, into a new path of being, a new way of being, to harness that true self, that true energy that is there within you, and it's always been there. It's only the illusion of out there that kind of like makes you forget about it. But yeah, we're going to be so deep within ourselves. And when I say deep within ourselves, I don't mean we're going to be kind of like heads in the sand and just forget about everything. No, totally the opposite. So deep within ourselves that we're just going to know. We're going to feel what's coming up. And we're going to feel when something does arise, when something does come up. We're going to be totally aware of it. Which is, again, it's just going to whoosh, water off a duck's back. It's just going to go. It's not even going to stick. It's not even going to touch the sides. It'll just be away, because we just don't have time for it anymore. And time is another thing that has changed. This last sort of 2 years, since 2020 anyway, time has just like, it's ramping up, it's getting faster. And that's another sign, that things are going in the right direction. The frequency, the vibration is shifting so much, that, even like younger people now are saying there's just not enough hours in the day because time is just like, it's just like, but time is relevant. Time means nothing. Time is just a man-made construct. We're always in the present moment. And because we're always in the present moment, and so many more people are stepping into the now, stepping into the present moment, stepping into their breath and their intuition, there is so much more to be had and to be aware of, but that is also having the positive impact on the vibration of the planet, which is making the illusion that time is going a lot faster, because we're more connected to this lighter, faster vibration that we've connected to within ourselves over this last year. And again, doubling up the power. 2024, I think, is going to go. If you thought this year was fast, I think next year is just it's going to be a blink. It's going to be gone in no time. So that's why we need to get our cards stacked. We need to get ourselves decked. We need to get ourselves ready. We need to be ready for the year ahead and hit the year running, to do and achieve and go to the places and do what we need to do. Do what we need to do next year and be focused on that, and have that intention of what 2024 means to us, what we want to achieve, what we want to do, the goal. Have the goal next year that you want to do, and put that out there. Put it in a journal, write it down, create that intention, create the intention internally, but also create it externally, so you're writing it down, so you can always look at it, you can always make yourself aware of it. So yeah, I think it's going to be a double whammy. I think it's going to be full of wonderful positive changes. There's always going to be challenges. There's always going to be things that will try to slow us down. But the lighter we are, the faster we are, the more connected we are to ourselves, the more connected we are to our intuition, the quicker we will move around it. Simple as that. The quicker we will move around it. So there we go. A few messages for you for 2024. I hope this video finds you well. I hope you've enjoyed. Do subscribe to the channel if you have enjoyed and if it brings some new meaning to you, to the direction you want to take. All my links will be below in the descriptions box, so you can contact me there. You can also follow my socials, which will be linked below as well. So I will see you over there, or I will see you somewhere, or I will see you in the next video. But until then, do take care of yourselves, and speak to you soon.